So I got a medical update.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How's it going?
On my quest to find out what kind of cancer is coursing through my veins. I don't know if we talked about it on here, but my coworker that passed away. Did we talk about that at all?
That doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, so the guy that I work with, he was in a different department, so I kind of only knew him in the halls, or in the cafe, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But he was 31 and been with the company since he was like 18. Like it was one of his first and only jobs, and he worked his way up, and became like the product specialist for the company. A few months ago, he went home after work. And he's just feeling, I think he was feeling faint. And then it just got progressively worse. And his wife said, we got to go to the ER. So we went to the ER and they did some blood work. And I've not heard, and I don't know if there has been any clear picture of what was going on. But essentially, like his body wasn't producing blood or blood cells, like white blood cells. So some sort of, I'm assuming some sort of bone marrow or something deficiency was happening. So he was in the hospital for like a week, and then he went home. And I think even at home, everyone had to wear masks. And he was home for like, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months. And then his wife found him like passed out in the shower. Like he just blacked out. So back to the hospital. And then within a couple weeks, he passed away. I haven't really heard, like, I'm not sure if it's, if it's stuff's not public knowledge or whatever,
Man, that is intense.
Yeah, it's really intense. They have 2 kids, and they have a third on the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me hurt.
So I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah.
So we went to his memorial. Little side note, he was a Jehovah's Witness.
No kidding.
Went to Jehovah's Witness memorial. And they don't celebrate like birthdays or...
So he wasn't producing blood cells, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Did he get a transfusion?
I'm not sure. That was kind of a question. I didn't know that he was a Jehovah's Witness, but I don't know. He was going to the hospital.
They don't seem very boastful about it.
No,
you don't really. That's what we talked about.
That's the whole thing. Yeah,
there's that many of them.
Yeah.
How do I not know more?
Yeah, we probably do. Yeah. I'm not sure if that factored into his medical care at all, but
I hope not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, he was going to the hospital, but I think it was a Jehovah's Witness. Anyway, a lot of people showed up to his memorial. Like basically the church was full.
Oh,
most of us were just like standing out in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Like just trying to get close to the building. So that was pretty cool. To that end, I like the day after that, his memorial, or 2 days later, I went and got life insurance.
Oh, wow.
So I was just like, this is fucking...
You never know.
This is crazy. Part of that...
Get a good plan?
I think I did, yeah.
Good.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I just went through State Farm. That's where my car insurance is. And I got a discount on my car insurance for bundling. Nice. Bundle and save,
They love to give you bundles.
But I had to go get a physical as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I went... when did I go?
Hopefully more thorough than your last visit.
Yeah, well, this one, someone's going to have to pay if I die, so they were pretty careful.
Yeah, let's see about it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what he's really worth. Let's check under the hood, Kick the tires a little bit. So they took my blood pressure 3 times just while sitting there. Like twice my left arm, once in my right arm. They did a blood draw. I haven't heard back about that yet. So,
that's important.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. That's where in that...
That's where the cancer is going.
That crimson abyss of horror. Then they took a urine sample, and then just like my resting heart rate. Resting heart rate,
pretty good.
45.
That's good, right?
That's pretty low. Yeah, I've had it be like 38 at a time.
That was after you got in that accident, right?
Not immediately.
But I remember you telling me that you were examined fairly soon after that, and they were like, your heart rate is incredibly low for what you've just gone through.
Oh, yeah,
You got hit on your bike?
Yeah, when I got hit, they took my yeah, they did. It was like 70 or something. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that's a lot of people's resting heart rate. Right. I was like, yep, well, this is a rush to me.
Yeah.
At one point, at some doctor visit in the last couple of years, I had like the finger thing hook up. So I was just monitoring for a while. It was like 38.
Wow.
The machine was like, this person's dying. This person's crashing. It was like it was beeping alarms.
Oh, wow.
But my blood oxygen level was 100%, which was good.
Can't be any better.
Yeah. And this last visit, it was crazy. The blood pressure changed. It was different all 3 times, which
that's not surprising.
Not surprising, but
because last time I got my blood pressure, when I went in because I was concerned, like really concerned about something, of course my blood pressure was higher than normal.
That's the thing is I want to get something. Well, I know that, like heart rate monitors you can get pretty cheap and pretty easy.
You can even do that with your phone, can't you?
Probably.
With the fingerprint thing?
Yeah, probably.
So.
But I want something that just kind of tracks my heart rate. And then basically what I want to see is a 7-day period and then the high and the low.
Right.
What's like the highest and I don't really care about what the overall, or any minute to minute. But yeah, how low does it get, say, when I'm sleeping, and how high does it get if I'm working out or on my bike? My blood pressure, it was like 100/60, and then on my left arm, and then on my right arm, it was like 90/50. And then they went back to my left arm, and it was like 98/52. So it changed even, which, I was also kind of thinking, I wonder if the left is always a little higher because it's closer to the heart.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And I asked the guy there, and he says, I don't know. I feel like that's something.
Shouldn't you? That should be pretty basic.
Do you work here?
I mean, that seems like common sense.
I was going to ask, but I need some ID.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if the blood work comes back clear, I'll feel a lot better.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think if I'm healthy enough, my life insurance premium goes down.
Yeah, you're a pretty good candidate.
Yeah.
I would say you'd have a pretty cheap rate.
I've been saying they should pay me just to insure the specimen.
Yeah.
Keep me on my feet.
You see my numbers?
Yeah. I haven't really been drinking any alcohol the last like 2 weeks. And I don't know if I'm compensating with the caffeine.
Maybe. Yeah.
It might be. I just need
something.
I need a treat.
Yeah.
Dad has been good.
Yeah.
Dad needs a treat. I started my day this morning at 6:35 downing 2 donuts.
Really?
Like they didn't even touch my teeth.
Bod.
They did not touch my teeth. It was just yeah. They were Krispy Kreme. So I had one of their regular glazed, and the other one was like a frosting sprinkle bullshit filled with Boston cream or lemon curd. Some fake
layered bullshit.
Just sugar. It's just sugar.
Various kinds of sugar.
It's like sugar 4 ways. It's kind of what those are called.
Yeah. Sugar lasagna.
Yeah. Sugar lasagna.
Good one.
That, and then I have like I don't know how big it is. Probably like a 16-ounce travel coffee thing that I keep at work.
Do they have like a coffee station there?
Yeah, it's just always there.
Yep.
I mean, you have to walk pretty far to get to it. So it's kind of like the start of the day. As soon as you get there, you go fill it up, and then sometime at our first break, I'll top it off again. Yeah. I don't always drink 2 full things. I'm typically dumping some out at the end of the day. Like just forgot about it, but I think the last week,
32 ounces. That's
I think I've had even maybe more. A couple days. Do you do a multivitamin? Are those bullshit or are those real? I've heard.
I think it depends on where you get it from, because there have definitely been studies that have shown that certain brands or types are bullshit. Yeah. How are you gonna know?
Yeah, I don't have time to
Right. I try to. Usually, I think you can. If you look at the vitamin selection at the grocery outlet, it's all like very subpar labels. Right. Go to Whole Foods or something, you have a much wider variety of things that are smaller batch, seem to be more credible. That's where I went to get mine. I ran into a problem with the D3 because usually that is sourced from lanolin, from sheep's wool. So I had to search to find a
how is it extracted from?
I looked into the process and it seemed pretty damn weird, but I couldn't explain it to you.
It must be something about sunlight affects sheep's wool and they need, it stores.
Super weird.
It's got to be something
all
bizarre.
of the vitamin D supplements are sourced from that.
That's bizarre.
I know.
How many supplements are animal derived?
That's the first one I came across that the actual vitamin source was animal derived.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be careful. I do about like gelatin and
it's
animal
hooves,
process in the casing,
the capsules,
or the production of it, but not the mineral or vitamin itself.
Yeah, because it's either the sheep is producing it or it's just storing it.
Storing it, I think.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I've been taking melatonin every night.
Good stuff.
That might be what the coffee, because it's actually been kind of, it corresponds. I'm a really deep sleeper to begin with, and with this melatonin, even with the baby coming into the bed, like I haven't woken up.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
it's good for choosing when you fall asleep.
Yeah,
not necessarily to knock you out.
Yeah,
because I'll take melatonin, get to sleep, but then I could wake up, in 4 hours.
See, I don't really even have that problem. Mine is it's more just like turning my brain off at the end of the day and going to bed. Because even when I'm waking up at like 5:30, I'll stay up till 12:30 or 1. Because I do enjoy being up and alone, like just for a couple hours every day.
Yeah, I bet. Especially nowadays.
Yeah, it is a luxury in a weird way. Yeah, so I've just been taking a 3 milligram pill with dinner, and then 9:30, 10 o'clock rolls around, and it's kind of like, well, if I just went and got in bed, I would be asleep.
Yeah.
It's kind of, if I want to go to sleep right now, no problem.
Yeah. I've been taking valerian root capsules, which are same thing, but I think a little more. So melatonin, you got to be careful about how high the dosage is. And we talked about this in the...
I've heard like after 1 milligram, the benefits are...
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
For most people,
Now I used to take like 3 milligrams, now I just have 1. But the hormones episode that we did, we talked about melatonin. Yeah,
I think it's also it's used in conjunction with some cancer treatments as well.
Really?
Yeah, because I think there's something about it helps keep, if you're going through chemo. I'm going to butcher this. This is not not accurate, but I believe it's something like if you have chemotherapy drugs in your system, it helps keep the drugs in your system longer.
Interesting.
To kind of catch the cancer cells while they're splitting. That might not be for all cancers, but yeah, I think it's kind of a... I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's super well researched. I mean, certainly not by me. But I think even in general, it's not totally like this is what we need to do. But
yeah,
it seems to have wider benefits besides just snoozing.
Yeah, it's what your body is supposed to produce to get you to sleep. Lichen is the plant-based source of D3, and it's akin to algae or fungus type. So that is what I had to go to avoid. I mean, I guess the derivative of sheep's wool is not necessarily... I mean, who knows how it's
by the time it's
extracted.
By the time it should just be D3.
Yeah.
Like,
I just wanted to avoid it if I could.
If there's another option, then why not?
If it's essentially the same thing you're getting, then rather do it that way. Did you hear about Chester Bennington?
Yeah.
The Chris Cornell thing was heartbreaking to me. Mm-hmm. This was much more of a surprise. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And it seems fairly closely tied with Cornell because he was friends with him. He sang at his funeral.
Yeah.
And then killed himself the same way on Chris Cornell's birthday.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue. They were about to go on a huge arena tour.
Yeah, they just released an album.
Yeah.
Right?
Not great.
It's not a good album.
But
not
they're
worth killing
still
yourself.
Very popular.
Yeah.
Quite huge, actually.
He's only 41?
Yeah. Intense.
He's got 6 kids.
Right. That's what got me. You're going to leave 6 children?
That was why I was like,
ooh.
I need to go get life insurance.
Yeah.
I have no plans to take my own life, but
right. You're up against the odds of the universe.
Yeah, basically it's me versus
any day.
The rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was super into Linkin Park when that first album came out. I can't really listen to it anymore.
Yeah.
Very much a time and place type of thing. But definitely weird to see somebody that you used to look up to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really react to stars' deaths any more than I would, like, if I heard someone who had 6 kids killed themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Why?
That's the tragedy there.
Yeah.
It's like, musician or not, or...
You gotta wonder what, to him, was so traumatic.
It seemed like he had a lot of alcohol abuse or alcohol and drug addiction.
Yeah.
He's dealing with, and
it wasn't outwardly apparent. Like he doesn't look 40. He didn't look 41.
No, he looked young.
I was actually surprised that he was that old. I thought he was a bit younger. And again, super successful career. He was in Stone Temple Pilots for a couple of years after Weiland died, or before he died, but after he left. And huge family, still with his wife. What drove him to do that?
Yeah, I don't think he didn't leave a note or anything, right?
There wasn't a note around.
Did he hang himself?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The belt. With Chris Cornell, it seemed like it was a reaction to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like...
I wonder...
It was like a prescription.
Yeah, and I wonder what Chester had in his system.
There was a opened bottle of alcohol around, but there's no sign of drugs.
I think a lot of times, too, the suicide is killing the addict, not the person. Like, I can't stop this myself. I need to stop this somehow. Mm-hmm. The only way to stop this is to kill myself. The drive is to kill the addiction.
Yeah.
And the only way to kill it is to destroy the vessel here. That's terrifying.
Absolutely.
That was a big thing I thought about with the opiates. It's like there is a genetic makeup that makes you more addiction prone.
Yeah.
Or alcoholic or whatever, drug abuse prone.
And at some point
with opiates, it's just anyone.
Yeah.
Just because it's affecting, it's rewiring your brain.
And nobody seems to really be like a light opioid user. Like,
no,
once you get in there,
you always need more. It's just heroin.
Yeah.
It's the same effect. It's just...
And it really alters
the amount that got you high the first time. Not enough. Ever. So then you run into people that are taking like 80 to 100 pills a day, which if you and I took it just out of the blue,
super dead.
It's like deader than dead.
Yeah, we would slip nicely into it, but there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, I pass out from 3 milligrams of melatonin. Mm-hmm. That would be
dreamless sleep.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what topic did you choose that you didn't get to research?
I was kind of knew I was going to be short on time, so I went fairly rogue again.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can even bring it up. So I listened to that hunting outdoors podcast I like, and they were talking about chronic wasting disease in deer. Tell you about that?
Chronic wasting?
Yeah, it's basically mad cow disease, but like in deer. It's just the same idea. And there's a version of that in humans.
Oh no.
And it's Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. I was going to do research on that. I kind of already have a sense of what it is, but I wanted to do a little bit more in depth. But I figured it'd be kind of a quick hit kind of thing. I just literally did not have
something that's terrifying, probably.
Yeah, really scary. And right now, there's like mad cow disease, TSC, transmissible spongiform encephalopathy.
Sounds gross.
Yeah, it's basically this protein. There's a malformation in this protein, and it just burns out neurons in your brain and just makes holes there. So like the spongiform is like your brain looks like a sponge. It's got holes in it, tiny little holes where neurons used to be.
Yikes!
And encephalopathy is of the brain. So it's like turning your brain into a sponge. But they talked about this on the podcast because a lot of people, it's kind of spreading right now through the deer population in the United States. It's mostly concentrated in the Midwest. But this was the whole thing with mad cow disease. That's what that version in cows is. That's what it was called. And that came about because the farmers realized it was really wasteful. Like the best thing to make cows grow big and strong is protein, animal protein.
Yeah.
So
we got a bunch of that, right?
Yeah, so we'd slaughter these cows and then we'd throw stuff away. Like, whoa.
Yeah. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Close that dumpster. I think we're going to find other things. So they would grind it up and then mix it in with, it would go through, it wasn't necessarily raw meat. It would go through some process, but essentially it was just like the protein from the cow, offal and bones and all that stuff. It's fed back to the cows. And then it like triggered this disease. It wasn't like...
It wasn't there before.
Yeah, it wasn't like there's something transmissible here. And that's happening in deer right now. And they're not certain...
How that happened.
And there's also a version in sheep called like spikers, I think. Or shakers. I think it's called shakers because... And there's documentation of that going back to like the 1700s.
Oh.
And they call it that because I think towards the end of the animal's life, it would just kind of be standing there shaking. It's like your higher brain function is going away. You're just becoming a dum-dum.
Empty dum-dum.
But in humans, there's the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. And something like it's like 1 in a million people get it. So
wow.
Every year, a new case, like 1 in a million.
I'm looking forward to that. Because that kind of cannibalism ends up in lots of farm-produced animals, like pigs.
They also brought this up in like some human cultures across the world that have engaged in cannibalism.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we got to look at that. Is that like how far back do we have to go, you and I? How far back do we have to go until we run into an ancestor that ate human flesh?
Oh.
So I think it's like totally possible.
It has to be possible, sure.
Maybe even like later. it's some like if you just keep going back.
Well, yeah, sure.
Like
we'll all be traced back to that at some point,
right? So maybe I'm hyper. It's a hypothesis, but is there something buried deep in the genetic code? I don't know. But so essentially there's a protein, and I forget the name of it, but I'll find it out. It's a protein that like it becomes deformed, and then it reproduces the deformity.
Oh,
yeah. So it's degenerative. It might take years before it even shows up.
Yeah,
but it's fatal. I think there's nothing. Fuck. So right now, it's popping up a lot in the Midwest and the deer population.
Yeah,
it's people that are hunting deer there. The state like game management agency will test the meat for you for free. You just send them a sample. In the podcast, we're talking about like this from one farm. They killed 5 deer and 4 of them were carriers.
Whoa!
And there's no documentation or like sense that it's transmissible or it hasn't transmitted from cross species from deer to humans that eat it.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy that was on there was a biologist from the Wisconsin Department of like Natural Resources or whatever their game management agency is called. And he was saying, yet.
Right.
And he's like, there's always a first. And it's like, someone wins the lottery.
Right.
So there's a huge thing now where it's like, you want to go hunting and you want to eat it. Like it doesn't make sense to just go out and kill it just for fun, like as fun as the experience might be, like there's the payoff at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's not the killing, it's like the whole experience. And then it's, oh yeah, we get to have a big meal, But then you get it tested. And then the question is, if it is positive, do you eat it?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think so. But then it's like, then what, just throw this away? And then they were saying, now there's still transmissible spores or something from those deer. So if you just like threw it off into the yard and then it gets picked apart or whatever, or spread from scavengers or whatever it is, and then like other deer come in and eat the grass around there, they might pick up something that then they become infected essentially.
Yeah.
Like within the species. So they say, well, you just need basically need to dig a 10-foot deep hole and like bury it in there, hope for the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a really interesting episode because they were talking about like they need to get out ahead of this because it might it is fatal no matter what. Like even if so it's like we can't just not do anything because it's just going to run through every deer because they're social and they touch each other. It'll wipe out every deer. Like, we won't have deer anymore if this just keeps going.
Yikes.
So they were saying, but then the only way to kind of slow it down and let the animals that already have it die.
Yeah.
But then not let healthy animals near that or like where that other animal's been. So they're saying in a way you need to make deer really rare so that there's like a really limited contact between any individual animals.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying, so in a way it's like we need to hunt the shit out of them, but not eat it.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It's kind of like, but it's also like, all right, but do you want deer in 50 years?
Right. Like, do you not want to die from whatever weird disease they're going to give you?
Yeah. So it's like, so we need to kill almost all of them, keep the healthy ones like safe, and then let the spores, whatever it is that might survive in the atmosphere for years, let them die off. In the meantime, we're just like not eating them.
Whoa.
So it's like super unethical to just kill it and not eat it. But it's also kind of unethical to see this problem and just watch
if
species.
It is a virtual guarantee that it will wipe them all out, then
I think it is
something,
because it's spreading like wildfire right now, and it's just. But then they're also saying that there's a race to find a vaccine. So if we can find a viable vaccine that can be administered just by the animal eating it, you don't have to go and dart every animal,
right?
Because that's what they do with rabies with raccoons. So rabies was like huge in the raccoons on the East Coast. It was like it just marched north up the seaboard, and then it started spreading west. But then they got this vaccine that was viable if it was eaten.
Mm-hmm.
So you could, if the raccoon or any other animal, basically, I think ate this vaccine, it became vaccinated against rabies. So the animals that had rabies, they would die off, but they wouldn't then spread it to other animals that had eaten this stuff. So every year what they do is they fly planes up and down the Appalachian Mountains, north to south, just dropping these like vaccine cookies out into the woods. So there's kind of a wall. So even if these like infected animals move west, or if animals are migrating west, they'll become vaccinated. If they're moving east, if they're moving into the danger zone, they become vaccinated before they get there.
Yeah.
So the other animals will die off, but they have come in and they were vaccinated.
Yeah.
So the next generation is like rabies free, and it's kind of stopped it in its tracks from moving west. Or maybe not stopped in its tracks, but really, like made a huge dent.
Yeah.
So if we could do that with the chronic wasting disease, that would be an answer. But they're like, until we have a vaccine, like it's literally keep deer away from each other.
Yeah. So what you're researching is a human version of this.
There's a human version of this, which doesn't seem to be. It seems that in all of these species, like the cause, and then the spread, and then the particulars are different.
Yeah,
but the basic effect is the same. And I think there were cases of mad cow disease being transmitted to humans, like a few.
I think so.
I don't think it was like a guarantee that if you ate this meat,
right.
But it must have just been something about your genetic makeup, and then, which also makes me think. I wonder if those people are carriers of the Creutzfeldt Jakob.
Oh yeah,
and it just hadn't been like switched on.
Shit.
So anyway, that's kind of in my.
We haven't done that really. That's like an extended preview.
Yeah.
Of the source of your interest,
and we'll really get to see how much of it is wrong.
Yeah.
So
check that shit out.
That's good. Let's see how smart or dumb I am. I feel like I have a pretty good memory for stuff.
You really do. You and Martin both have a gift for retaining information pretty clearly enough to recite it. For the most part.
Yeah,
intact.
I think I get the high points, and I just wish I could actually do something with this information.
Yeah.
Like
besides this dinky old podcast.
No, I mean like the chronic wasting disease. I would love to have an answer.
Right.
Like, you know what? Oh, you need a vaccine? Well, I know so much about this disease and vaccines.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to find some vaccine cookies for deer.
Yeah. Whip up some cookies. We'll take care of it.
I set an image of like leaving cookies out for reindeer when it's Christmas Eve or for Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Vaccine cookies for Santa. All right. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Darren McCarthy.
And I'm Dan Fury. Thank you.
Bye.
I love you.